Alpine managed to get the better of rivals McLaren for the best of the rest spot in 2022, but 2023 will be a completely different challenge. McLaren have replaced Daniel Ricciardo with Oscar Piastri and hope he'll be able to keep pace with Lando Norris's point scoring, something the Honey Badger failed to do. A strengthened opposition will be part of the challenge, but changes in their own ranks may be harder to cope with. This is the year Esteban Ocon has to step up and take control of the team, and it's time for Pierre Gasly to prove he's worth all the hype he received at Alpha Tauri. The Alpine bosses realise that this year is pivotal to the team's long-term aspirations and have warned the drivers to not F it up. Let's check it out. The 2023 Alpine drivers Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly have a history that's been dragged around the world. We all know they used to be friends, then they fell out and became enemies, but now they're apparently friends again. Or if not friends, they can at least put aside their past differences and work together, which you would expect from two adults being paid millions a year to do their job. Despite that, Alpine are not risking any falling out and have been very clear about where they both stand. Alpine CEO Laurent Rossi has specified there will be no number one driver at Alpine, as Pierre Gasly makes a switch over from Alpha Tauri. Although their partnership appeared to start off great, Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso's relationship deteriorated as the Spaniard neared the end of his time with the French constructor. Alonso began suggesting Ocon never had any of the problems that he had, while the French driver dismissed these claims and said that he was the one putting all the work in. It was not only off the track that the two clashed, as an incident in the sprint race in Sao Paulo required a dressing down of both drivers from team principal Otmar Szafnauer. Obviously, having your drivers race each other is beneficial. It pushes the two of them to be better than they otherwise would be. It keeps both drivers motivated to score as many points as possible as well. With Gasly arriving in 2023, a driver that Ocon had previously not shared a good relationship with, Rossi has again laid down the law and said that they will be losers if they do end up crashing each other out. If any problems come up, they, speaking about Ocon and Gasly, will be the losers because everyone expects that, and many think they're big kids. There, they can show that they have transformed into mature leaders. At the end of the contract, they will approach 30 years of age. They must not mess up because it's dangerous to find yourself pushed out of a team because you haven't showed sufficient maturity. Both are aware of this, and they have affirmed to me individually and together. Rossi went on to say that both drivers will be treated as equals, despite Ocon having driven for them for 3 seasons already and having won a race for them in 2021. In fact, Alpine have gone one step further and specifically called out Esteban Ocon with a warning regarding his on-track behaviour. For Alpine, the Fernando Alonso situation got completely out of hand last year, and it definitely wasn't helped by Esteban. With Gasly coming onto the team, Alpine definitely wants to stomp out any kind of discourse before it can start. The rivalry between the two may go back to their karting days, and it is so bad that Alpine have banned their parents from being in the garage together on the same race weekend. Good job there's no French Grand Prix this year, or that would have been a problem. Obviously, there is Ocon's battle with Alonso last year, but during his time on Force India, he also butted heads with Sergio Perez. With that in mind, the Alpine boss Otmar Szafnauer has had a few words with Ocon to make sure he fully understands the team game. He needs to probably make better judgments when his teammates are next to him, because you don't win it on the first lap, teammate or not, Szafnauer said. And if you're aggressive against a competitor and you both go out, you both lose. If you're aggressive against a teammate and you both go out, guess who loses? So it's just that better judgment and get them later. If we need reminders, I'm happy to remind him. From Otmar's comments, you might think that he's worried about an all-out war between his two drivers, but is that really the case? We've hinted a few times at the possibility that this incredible rivalry between the two drivers is actually a media creation. That wouldn't be a surprise to anyone really, would it? The new Alpine driver Pierre Gasly certainly doesn't sound surprised by it, just disappointed. You're always going to have these talks, and I feel like the media is trying to create a story out of it, Gasly said in an end-of-year interview. It's no secret to anyone that our relationship has had ups and downs over the years. We were extremely close. Esteban is the guy I've known the longest in the paddock. I've known him since I was 6 years old. We've changed a lot, and since we arrived in F1, we've definitely cleared some dust. He's focused on his career, I'm focused on mine. And we know the responsibilities of representing the biggest car manufacturer in France. We're not fighting for a regional championship or a national championship back in the days in karting, and we understand that. I have no worry that we know how to really work together. That's for his benefit, that's for my benefit, that's for the benefit of the team, and I'm not worried about that. This is the same point we made at the start of the video, and it's great to hear that the drivers understand it as well. We get it, we all have someone from school who we really didn't get on with for some reason. But when you meet up at the school reunion, you shake hands, ask how they are, and realize that life is just bigger than some old squabble now. Gasly and Ocon's lives are bigger than their karting rivalry now, and they obviously both know that. We are very prepared for them to prove us completely wrong and run each other off the track every other race, but you have to at least give them a chance to prove you wrong. Esteban has also used some of his recent media appearances to try and convince us that he has relaxed in recent years. He said the current management structure within Alpine has made for a more relaxed environment for him, which helps bring out his speed. Ocon is working under team principal Otmar Safnauer at the team, who moved to Enstone from Aston Martin in time for the beginning of the 2022 season, who in turn reports to Renault Group CEO Luca De Meo. This is a traditional way of running a Formula 1 team, and a change from how Alpine were run before, without a dedicated team principal. Having known the team for over a decade, Esteban has seen plenty of people come and go, and the company evolve over time. He feels that now, more than ever, they're in a good place. We have great leadership with Otmar, with Laurent Rossi, the Alpine CEO, with Luca. I think it's a fantastic team. They're giving us positive pressure. It's not the bad pressure. You need to perform, otherwise it would be over. It's completely different. It's the passion of racing, of motorsport. Since Laurent, Luca and Otmar have joined, I feel definitely more relaxed and I feel good. That's why I should be super calm. Ocon won his first race in Formula 1 by taking a shock victory in Hungary in 2021, and Alpine were able to wrestle 4th place away from McLaren in the constructors' standings last season. He acknowledged that progress has been made within the team overall, but knows that the ultimate goal is still to get to the front of the field, and he has to play his part in helping the team achieve what they want. We're not there yet. That's why I say to keep our feet on the ground. Keep working. See where this is going to get us to, Ocon explained. But it is my aim, yeah. It is what I believe I can do, and I'm counting on the work that I'm putting in. Every week I'm in the factory working hard. One thing I don't want to happen is that when I finish my career, I don't want any regrets and say, maybe if I did do that, that could have brought me to a higher place. That's not something I want. It's all down to me. If there was any serious, lingering dislike of each other, it sounds like Ocon and Gasly have put it to bed. Both know that the whole F1 world is watching and waiting for them to fail. Everything is set up for this season to be the end of both of their careers. Keep your fingers crossed they can put everything to bed and heed the warnings of their team bosses, or this could get messy. Do you think the two can race like teammates, or will they become each other's worst enemy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and on your way down, don't forget to subscribe in preparation for the 2023 season. Until next time, drive safe and bye for now.